Hello, everyone. Welcome to A Garden a Day with Maidenbrock Gardens, where we explore the world one garden at a time. Today is October 23rd. Anne Spencer was a poet, a gardener, a teacher, and a librarian. And it is her garden, the Anne Spencer House and Garden Museum in Lynchburg, Virginia, that we are exploring today. Anne Spencer was born in 1882 in Henry County, Virginia, in the southern part of the state, near Martinsville and the North Carolina state line. Her parents divorced when she was young, and she moved with her mother to West Virginia, where they lodged with another family. During her years in West Virginia, Anne Spencer did not attend school as her mother found the local schools to be ill-suited for learning. Instead, Anne spent her days in nature and solitude, and this time of her life proved to be the foundation for Anne's development as a poet and intellectual. Anne's father did not like that Anne was not attending school, so at age 11, Anne was sent to the Virginia Seminary in Lynchburg, Virginia. She proved to be an excellent student and delivered the valedictory address at her graduation in 1899. While at the Virginia Seminary, Anne met fellow student Charles Edward Spencer. They married in 1901. 2 years later, Edward built them a nice house at 1313 Pierce Street, where the couple would raise 3 children and live the rest of their lives. As a side note, their son, Chauncey Spencer, was instrumental in the founding of the Tuskegee Airmen. Anne and Edward were active in the local community and began the Lynchburg chapter of the NAACP. It was during this time that she also began a career as a poet while working as a librarian at the local high school. Through their activism work, they hosted several influential people at their Lynchburg home, including Martin Luther King Jr., Langston Hughes, Thurgood Marshall, George Washington Carver, and many others. Anne Spencer was an avid gardener, and her knowledge of plants was often used as a device in her poetry to explore themes of race and feminism. Her first poem was published when she was 40 years old. She was able to see 30 of her poems published during her lifetime. She passed away in 1975. The house was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1976 and opened as a museum the following year. The garden went through a period of decline until Chauncey Spencer, with help from the local garden club, began restoring the garden in 1983. Using old photographs and Anne Spencer's own writings, the garden was cleaned up and replanted with varieties that Anne Spencer grew. Today, the garden looks much like it did during the Spencer's lifetime. There are a number of roses and grapes, spring flowering bulbs, nasturtiums, and wisteria. The garden won Garden Club of Virginia awards in 1985 and 2009. The museum has been the subject of university courses and lectures. They often host community events and will be taking part in the America 250 Voices of Virginia program in March of 2026. They will also host the Anne Spencer Garden Day over 2 days on April 21st and 22nd of 2026. To schedule a visit, contact the museum directly. The house and garden are closed during the winter months, but there is a virtual tour available on the museum's website. Well, that's about it for today's garden visit. Join me here tomorrow to find out where we're going next. As a reminder, you can subscribe, like, or follow this podcast at any of the podcast listening places. You can subscribe to our mailing list by visiting our website at gardenaday.com and clicking on the subscribe button. Thank you for listening today and every day. If all goes well, I'll be right back here tomorrow. See you then.